Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 21 of Ace Attorney Investigations. Last time, we found the blue badger costume that was used by one of the kidnappers, who was Lauren, and we started cross-examining. We started learning witness testimony. We found out that she was really the victim's daughter, and now that I am a moron. You know why? I was on the right track, but stolen costumes. I completely forgot about this. I swear it took right after I ended the video, I figured this out. Literally, right after I pressed the end button, I figured it out. It's irritating. It's just like an overlord raising hell when I was struggling with that one puzzle. And this kidnapping wasn't planned by just two people alone. And what kind of proof do you have of that? Quite simply, there were 3 kidnappers. 3? 4 costumes were stolen from the Wild Wild West area's back room. We found one of them in the kidnapper's hideout, but as for the other 3, we can assume they were being worn by 3 different people. We also found a set of 3 cups and 3 folding chairs that were used in the hideout. It all clearly points to a 3-man group, and I believe this third person is the real mastermind behind the kidnapping. Who? Who is this mastermind? I present to you the brains behind the kidnapping. Lance freaking Amano. Lance Amano? Yes, this abduction was in fact schemed up by Lance himself. Recall what he said when he appeared before us. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces, but 2. One was a woman. However, there were 3 kidnappers, which is in direct contradiction to what he said. But I only saw 2 people. This guy was being held hostage. It's possible he couldn't see all 3 of them. And yes, about when you were being held. I have my doubts about what happened then. Lance, would you mind telling us what happened while you were being held captive? I really don't remember much anymore, honest. But if I don't tell you at least something, you won't believe me at all, will you? I was kidnapped yesterday morning. They had me shut in that room blindfolded the entire time. But the kidnapper suddenly disappeared around that time. I heard rain falling outside. My hands were cuffed, but it was the stroke of luck that they left me alone. I made my escape and ran away from that room as fast as I could. Through the underground passageway, I presume. Are you okay? Sorry, I don't really want to recall that horrible deal, but I know you believe me, right? No, not yet. How can you not? Why do you look at me with acid daggers in your eyes? Because he's a prosecutor, because they're all like that. I'll have you know, Agent Lang, a prosecutor's eyes are for discerning the truth. And then meanwhile, in the PIC headquarters, there's just cackling laughter. Show me the best, what's going on? Oh, nothing, Courtney. I just got the feeling that some guy said that we only search for the truth. And should they be interpreted to be a crew at times, then so be it. There's a sticking point in Lance's testimony. Let's see what he offers up when I push a little. Okay, let's press this. Can you tell us about when you were abducted in a little more detail? It was a strange morning. I felt like I was right in the middle of a great calm. And where were you when you experienced this calm? Our family garden, of course. Where else could it have been? I was near Daddy's veranda. I was asking for an Honor Palmer. I was asking Oliver, where's my Honor Palmer? Where's my Honor Palmer? I want to be like Daddy. Well, excuse me for asking. This child is more princess than prince. I was out taking a walk to shake off the morning blah. Then, out of the blue, someone from behind me clenched a mouth over my mouth. You didn't see your attacker? Well, they must have used some drug to knock me out. Because before I knew it, I was off in La La Land again. Don't you mean you were taken back? You were still in La La Land? Because you are in La La Land. Your wife is in La La Land. You are king of La La Land. When I woke up, I was in the kidnapper's hide already, all tied up. Still kinky. By that room, you mean the room in the kidnapper's house, correct? Yes, but I was blindfolded the whole time, so I didn't know that until I made my escape. And you were in the same room as your kidnappers. They spoke in hushed tones, but I could catch bits of their conversation. It was definitely two people, and one of them was definitely a woman. I was so scared I could tell they were nearby, so I didn't dare make a move. The kidnappers disappeared. The room fell into a sudden silence. I had been left behind like an unwanted mutt. And what do you mean by unwanted mutt?
What a pointless question. It's all he's going to tell you anything new, you know.
It's a poetic simile. You should learn how to use them too. You may look refined on the outside, but it's no good you're not refined on the inside as well. You refined? You're as refined as a Dixie cup full of Splenda sugar.
Hold it.
Then there's cuffs on your wrists. I suppose you're still cuffed in that case. I am well aware of how I am chained to reality. I couldn't find the key, so I'm afraid I'm stuck like this. Even though I escaped from the jail cell, I will forever be a prisoner.
Hold it.
How'd you manage to escape? I wanted to just get out of there, but the door leading outside was locked, which is why I had to use the underground passageway to make my escape. I remember our escape to be equally as hard. This is an invaluable piece of testimony. I mustn't let it go unexamined. However, we have broken sword problem. You say that the door leading out was locked, but it wasn't really. Yeah, I love how he just paused out the handcuffs. He just pretended. We're talking about that room behind the saloon front, right? Look, I heard that took quite a few men to get that thing open, right, Sheena? Yes, that's correct. Then take a look at this! Behold the pursuit theme! What is that, a sword? It's not an especially reliable one if it's broken like that. Allow me to start from the end. My conclusion is that the door was never locked. It was simply held shut by the sword, which was used to jam the handle. Lance, even though your hands were cuffed together, you still could use them. If that's the case, then why did you not just simply remove the sword and escape? Why didn't I? I was disoriented. I had the vapors. Yes, that's it. I did. Yes, that's it. I didn't notice. As if I should accept such a bold-faced lie. You locked yourself in that room because you had to make yourself look like the victim. In fact, you did not, in fact, possess the key to the door. But you did. That is why you used the prop sword to improvise and create a prison of your very own. You've been making this guy out to be one of the kidnappers for some time now. I wonder if you've forgotten something very important along the way. And what would that be? A motive! What else? Do you honestly think that an uptight, pure boy like him... Yes, I can imagine Lance being very, very, very pure below the belt. Would hatch up a completely pointless scheme, such as kidnapping... This proves that Lance indeed have a motive to commit his crime.
Take that.
Sorry, kicked my stool. Yeah, I had to have a stool for my feet. To put simply, Lance has a very urgent need for money. This is hardly your typical love letter. It is in fact a collection bill. It appears our upstanding boy has accumulated quite a debt. Isn't that right, Lance? Ugh!
Looks like it's hard being the son of a rich man, too. It must be rough when you have to resort to stealing from your own old man, huh?
Alright, I'll give up. Okay, I will admit it. I went to tender Linda to hit on the cute owner. I know she's creepy. I know she has a laugh, and I believe that she's part of the mafia. But really, look at me. Look at my appearance. Look at my hair. My daddy calls me sweetie in public. It's hard for me to get a girl. I abducted myself.
Lance.
It's over, Lolly. In this life, we are bound to our fates after all. All I wanted was to go out with you to a new town, somewhere where no one would know us. I wanted us to be well off with that 1 million, but now that dream is over.
Oh, Lance.
Then you are giving yourself up? Yes, I'd planned to run away from this world with my Lolly. Oliver even helped us with the plan, but then he had to go and stab us in the back. He turned on you. Maybe he didn't want to split the ransom money. That's my guess. It happened almost right after you made the drop-off. When we were alone, he attacked me all of a sudden. After a brief struggle, I was able to contain him and keep him under control. I said, listen here, old man, my daddy, he owns a Mashubashi, and he will run your ass over if you do anything to me. So you're going to sit in that corner, and you're going to be a good boy, got it? We left him inside that room as Lala and I made our escape. We wore different costumes and split up. Lala left us in the blue badger costume. That would mean the person also we can saw was Miss Paups. But right then, that old man just had to wake up. I was careless and he tackled me pretty hard from behind. Then Oliver put on a bad badger costume. He took the suitcase with $1 million and ran. I contacted Lolly right away and warned her that he had a gun. They had no idea that they were related, so I thought that it could only end badly.
I still can't believe it. That person was not my father. Because if he was, I just killed my own father.
Lolly, then it really was you. Chain of events.
That man shot was not my father. I mean, because I had left the stadium. There was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with the $1 million in it. But that badger boy just got me, aiming to shoot me dead. That's why I used the gun I got from Lance. There was a gunshot. The other person crumpled to the ground, and I ran scared for my life.
I think the big picture is finally coming to focus, don't you? Lord, forgive me. I didn't think it would turn into something so frightening, so harrowing. If only I could have protected you.
So Miss Paups, she shot her own dad without even knowing who he was.
If that's what she says is true.
Are you saying she's like,
I know what I mean. I know what it is, and she didn't shoot the dad. She didn't shoot her daddy because I didn't shoot my daddy.
Why would you lie about something like that? What person would serve?
You would be surprised how often people lie without even realizing it themselves, Kay.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
I have daddy issues, Kay. What I mean is, listen very carefully to confession one more time and you'll see.
Hold it.
Please calm down and let's thoroughly talk through this.
I
All you have to do is simply tell us what happened at the stadium. Leave it to us to search out the truth. Can you do that for me?
Alright, at the stadium.
Hold it.
That was the ransom money, wasn't it?
Yes, that's how I was able to identify Mr. Deacon almost immediately. It was all thanks to what Lance told me.
And what did he tell you?
Well, he called me on my cell phone and told me that Mr. Deacon had betrayed us and run off with the ransom money. And about how he had a gun.
Hold it.
Were you able to clearly see the gun?
Yes, I got a very good look at it while it was pointed at me. Oh, Father, why would you try to shoot me? Do you really think a father would shoot his own daughter, Mr. Edgeworth?
I don't know.
I don't want to believe myself. But it's true. Father's left arm was raised with a gun in it. Pointed straight at me. I'm about to die, I thought.
Miss Paups, please calm down and take a deep breath. And then would you allow me to please hear that last statement one more time?
Yes, of course.
Okay, basically, as you recall, Deacon was right-handed. Devoyer was right-handed. I have a dossier on your father. And according to this, your father was right-handed.
Then...
The person pointing a gun at you from atop the stage was not Mr. Deacon. Hold on there, Mr. Prosecutor. I think you need to take a refresher course. The bad badge was a model gun attached to his right hand. Which is why the only hand he could have held the real gun in was his left. Isn't it possible that it went down like that? Agent Lang, were you paying attention to what Miss Paups was saying? Then again, I suppose I can't expect someone who has never set foot in court to catch it. Enough with the smugness. Out with it already. Miss Paups told us earlier.
There was a bad badger pulling the suitcase with the 1 million in it.
According to you, the Bad Badger had the gun in his left hand, which would mean that he was pulling the suitcase with his right hand. Is that correct, Miss Paups?
Yes, exactly. And I'm sure it was the Bad Badger. It had those huge sunglasses on its face.
But if that's the case, even I can see there's a huge contradiction. Yes, Miss Paups claims I've seen the Bad Badger, and yet the Bad Badger had both his hands full. Well, these two pieces of information contradict each other, so one must be wrong. Both hands were not occupied. Holding a gun in his right hand as he pulls the suitcase out with the same hand. Isn't it possible for a right-handed person to do both things simultaneously? Your deduction is full of unnumerous conjectures, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Ah! I suppose it is very difficult, if not impossible. It would appear that both of the Bad Badger's hands were occupied. Yet Mr. Paups claims to have seen the Bad Badger. Okay. They are both correct. Impossible. That just leaves us with an irresolvable contradiction. Miss Paups' entire statement rests on the fact that she saw his sunglasses and beard. What if the Bad Badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half? This proves that there was a way for the Bad Badger to freely use both of his hands.
Take that!
Get your head straight on, Mr. Prosecutor. That doesn't show me diddly squad.
I knew it. What I saw was just a mirage.
Wait, I can explain! Miss Paups said the Bad Badger had a gun in his left hand and the suitcase in his right. But the Bad Badger's costume had a model gun attached to his right hand, which created this contradiction about which hand it. Miss Paups' entire statement relates to the fact that she saw the sunglasses and beard. What if the Bad Badger wasn't wearing pants on his lower half? Okay.
Take that!
The costumes have two parts to them, a head and a body.
Oh, I get it now.
The head Miss Paups saw was probably really the head of the Bad Badger. However, is it not possible that the entire body was that of an entirely different badger? A different badger? Yes, or to put it more bluntly, I believe it was the lower half of this badger.
Take that!
What the heck is that? It's the Proto-Badger, the demonic figure of the police department. Yes, and it's a simple matter of process of elimination. Miss Paups was wearing the blue badger costume, so we can eliminate that one. And the pink badger is the wrong color, which would have been incredibly obvious. All that's left is the Proto-Badger costume. Miss Paups, who was the one who wore the Proto-Badger costume?
That would be Hans.
Damn it, woman! Don't you sail me down the river! I swear I will take us both down! Are you saying what I think you are? That Lanzamano donned the blue Bad Badger's head and pretended to be Mr. Deacon? On top of that, he plied to shoot Miss Paups while wearing that hideous thing? The stage that was set up in the stadium was nothing more than that, a setup. And its purpose was to lead Miss Paups into believing she had committed murder. Standing there in front of Miss Paups and pretending to be the victim, it was all done so that she would pull the trigger. I have no idea what you're talking about. What exactly would I have had to do all that, huh? There's but one reason. Lanzamano! You are the real culprit behind the murder of Mr. Oliver Deacon! What?
No.
That's slander! Take it back! You take it right there, you silly boy! Just out of curiosity, Lance, which is your dominant hand? I'm left-handed, but what does that have to do with anything? It depends, according to Miss Paups. Her attacker had the gun in his left hand. Ha! And who is what hand? It doesn't prove a thing. And besides, now you're just being absurd. It's not like the Proto-Badger is bulletproof. One misfire and he would have found himself dead, right? Of course, logically, if he had been shot, he probably wouldn't be here with us. But I believe he had thought of that as well and prepared accordingly. And this should be all the evidence you need. This is our lad to make sure she wouldn't be hit by a bullet.
Take that!
We found one half of his Bad Badger costume in the hideout, a broken one. It was not the same one that the victim was wearing. Plus, it was missing something. And that something is the model gun that the Bad Badger carries, which can fire blanks. What? Miss Paups, where's the gun you use now?
I threw it away into the sea.
That makes it a bit tough to verify what it was. Although I believe that we can safely assume that it was the model gun in question. I've heard enough. All you've been spouting so far is pure conjecture. I admit that as long as the model gun has lost us, I can't prove I'm right. However, I can say that the possibility of I am right is very high. Okay, let's pretend that you're right and that the murder weapon the murder at the stadium was a fabrication. In that case, where do you think the murder really took place, Mr. Prosecutor? I don't know yet. Ha! I knew you were full of it. However, I do believe that the murder took place during an earlier time frame.
Please, wait a second. It's simply not possible. Because I saw Mr. Deacon after he was restrained by Lance.
She saw the victim in the state of being restrained?
I came back to the hideout long after the other two. By that time, Lance had already subdued and restrained Mr. Deacon. He had tied Mr. Deacon securely to a beam in the room next door. After that, the two of us put on our costumes and made our escape.
Sir, Lance, stop stealing my voice! Never, Mr. Prosecutor, I'll take your voice all I want. So, Mr. Deacon must have escaped after the two of you left, right?
We thought that it attracted too much attention. We left together, so I left first. We planned to meet up again at the stage in the stadium. But then, as I was walking through the park, I got a call from Lance on my cell phone.
All of them managed to escape. It looked like he was waiting until I was alone. He also stole the gun from me at the time. And then the murder weapon happened. Mr. Deacon must have overheard their plan to meet up at the stage. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, Miss Paups saw the victim with her own eyes, which means that the victim was still alive at the time. Would you agree? Why does that sound wrong to me? There must be something amiss about that account. Let's see what happens when I examine it in more detail.
Hold it!
When exactly did you arrive back at the hideout?
It was after we had picked up the ransom money.
And where were you until the time you returned?
I was scouting the workout and making preparations for our escape. I walked around in various areas looking for the best route.
Ah, so each of them had their own route roles to play.
After I was done, I went back to the hideout.
Hold it!
How did Lance look at the time?
He looked shocked. He also looked a little down. When I saw the sadness I saw him.
Thank you, that's enough for now. And what of Mr. Deacon? What was his situation like?
Hold it!
You are sure that it was Mr. Deacon that you saw?
Yes, I am certain of what I saw.
Did you go into the other room to check?
Lance said that it was best I didn't get too close to him. Lance, he's such a kind soul.
Then are you telling me that you did not confirm that it was Mr. Deacon for yourself?
I checked through the slit in the door and the separates the two rooms. He had a bad badge set on, so I'm absolutely sure. That just had to be Mr. Deacon.
She's all bad badger head. Basically, Edgeworth was the bad badger she saw. I'm just telling you now because I'm probably gonna screw it up just trying to confirm this. So the tied up Mr. Deacon, who is still in his bad badger costume,
Yes, and
it would appear that she misread the whole situation. What now? Should I raise an objection? The person you saw was not the victim.
what? Why not?
I will tell you why not. With this, Miss Paups shows that the person you saw was not the victim.
Take that!
Miss Paups, the person you saw was not Mr. Deacon at all.
Huh?
The person you actually saw was this person. Oh, it's so tempting. I'm doing both. I don't care. Miss Paups, the person you saw tied up to the beam was, in fact, it was Edgeworth.
Hey, hold on! I was never tied up like that!
Right, I suppose not.
The one tied up to the beam screaming, no, was...
That will do, Kay! Anyways, the person you saw was most definitely not Mr. Deacon. The person you saw was actually Lance Amato! The person you saw tied up to the beam was none other than Lance!
But Lance was the one who showed me the tied up person in the next room.
You're claiming that the boy somehow showed himself tied up to the beam. Are you serious? Or perhaps you believe there was a rip in the space-time continuum? Who was it that was tied up? Yes, it was Edgeworth. Ah, I see. Now I know who it was. As I thought the person you saw was most definitely not Mr. Deacon. I just wanted to do both of them, just for the hell of it. It was me.
The person that was you, Mr. Edgeworth?
I always thought it was a bit odd. Why would the kidnappers abduct me, even after I had handed over the ransom? It's not as though I saw the face of the kidnappers. If I were them, I would have just taken the $1 million and ran. But in the end, there was a point to it all. It was to make me look like Mr. Deacon. And if that was the real reason for which I was abducted, then I believe we can assume that the victim was already dead at the time. Well, Lance, am I right?
That's...
You showed Miss Paups a person, namely me, with a bad badge's head on. And then made your costume to escape together. Or so you pretended.
Huh? What do you mean by pretended?
Exactly that. I believe Lance watched you escape, and then doubled back to the hideout, probably to come and remove the bad badger head from my unconscious self. And to create his fake prison with the prop sword, he then escaped via the passage. Hold your tongue, boy. Don't get caught up in that tidal wave of words coming out of Mr. Prosecutor's mouth. Tidal wave? We've heard a lot come out of you. But I've yet to see a story of evidence, the victim's betrayal and his subsequent detainment. All that could have happened while you were out cold. That's right, you were out for quite a while, Mr. Prosecutor. If that were the case, Miss Paups would have still seen me hide that beam.
I was scared of Mr. Deacon, so I didn't go into the next room. I really have no idea if you were in there or not, Mr. Edgeworth.
You see, it would seem that you can't prove a thing. Who said that? Boy, please wait. Mr. Manu! Ho ho ho! Miles, my boy! It looks like you're really giving it your all. And Lance, it's not good to cause trouble for others. Daddy! Let's see. You're the one in charge of this investigation, correct? Mr. Leatherman? Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry that my son has been nothing but trouble. This probably won't make up anything, but I have some evidence for you. I have the lease to my Masubashi that shows that I am sympathetic to your people. Oh, do you now? Is that what I think it is?
It's the Bad Badger costume the victim was wearing, and a gun.
I couldn't wait around for the police, so I went and found it threes myself. It appears that they were disposed of in the sea. Is there no one in this country who actually obeys the law? There. Now, Agent Lang, please calm down. Oh, and don't you dare be telling about people who don't follow the law. I knew a man known as Manfred von Kalmer. He was a wonderful man. He made a mistake one time, granted, but he followed the law. He was pure. He was a pure heart prosecutor. I also knew Damon Gant. He was nice. He would go swimming in the ocean. He would also go swimming in a pool down at the Y. And he made a mistake too, but we forgive him. And then there was Blaze the Best. We don't talk about Blaze the Best. What the heck is that scrap of paper? This appears to be a letter from the chief of police. Please allow Mr. Amano complete freedom to do as he sees fit, it says. What? The chief of police? What the? Just who does he think he is? The person who wields the highest authority in this area. Ho ho ho! There. Now, there is no need to be so upset. I'm not a cop from this land, so I'm not bound to the laws of your country. Now. This wasn't meant to strong-arm you in anything, it's just a request. I'm only asking you, please respect the laws of the land. I can't really say no to that. However, returning to the topic at hand, it doesn't matter who found the evidence, its value remains unchanged. Alright, now let's take a look at this new evidence. I've already got the results back. I had a special forensics research lab that I'm on good terms with conduct these tests. In my favor, of course. They verified that the blood in this costume belonged to Oliver. As for the gun, The only fingerprints they could find were yours, Lauren.
What?
You disappoint me, Miles. I can't believe that you would cause my son such stress and heartache. If Manfred was here, he would be disappointing you too. Manfred, if he was here, this case would already be solved. And we'd be sipping on the Palmers on the veranda while talking about the new Mashubashi model. Thank goodness I was able to find the 5 pieces of evidence. With this, you'll have no reason left to push my poor boy around. That's it? These are the case-making pieces of evidence? Ha! I'll be the judge of that. I will arrest and inspect every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. But this gotta be the actual murder weapon? It's a bullet hole.
It looks like the kind of burned around the edges.
Wait, there's burn marks were left there by gunpowder. This is the most important fact.
Why is that?
Gunpowder. Basically, they were shot close, yep. Because it's proof that the victim was shot point-blank range. What's this? It looks like there's something inside the costume head. Hey,
Hey, the sparkle, I bet they're really valuable.
sorry about that, just pieces of a mirror, but why are they here? Well, are these not the most definitive piece of evidence you've ever seen? Thank you, Daddy. This should be enough to convince even Mr. Edgeworth over here. Make no mistake, there are no fingerprints on that murderous gun, and they prove that it was Lolly who killed Oliver, but Oliver was also after Lolly's life. So, Mr. Edgeworth, even you must see that Lolly was only acting in self-defense. The fingerprints on the weapon, huh?
Oh no, this isn't helpful at all.
Look, Mr. Edgeworth, all I want to do is save Lolly, but in the end, all I can do is watch her as she takes the punishment for her crimes. That may be all you can do, however. I still have a case to solve and a job to do. This job of unraveling your insidious lie. You wound me. Why would you believe me? Why won't you believe me? Even in the face of all this evidence that my daddy got from his special labs.
Hold it!
Those fingerprints! Are you sure they belong to Miss Paups? There's no mistake about it. Through my connections, I had the best forensics techniques money can buy performed. I find that to be a bit peculiar. What? Are you trying to pick an argument with me? Cause I'll kick your ass, boy. I'll run you down with my Mashubashi. What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Frankly, I don't believe that Miss Paups' prints should be on that gun to begin with, because she was wearing a costume. And the reason why Miss Paups' prints should not be on that gun is...
Take that!
It's simply not possible for Miss Paups to have left any prints on the murder weapon. Because, while she was at the stadium, Miss Paups was wearing a costume. Huh? But there's been no mistake. We found fingerprints. Well, Miss Paups, do you remember touching the gun at any time?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I did hold it for a little bit back in the hideout. I had it out to Mr. Deacon when he and Lance left for the hidehouse.
To retrieve the ransom money, I suppose. And there you have it. That's when Miss Paups' prints found their way into the gun. Good. Do you understand now, Mr. Romano, that this episode must come to an end? Anyways, I really appreciate that you guys... I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch the episode of your review. If you come back with the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. And with that, I'll see you later. Bye.